Welcome, everyone. We're doing a deep dive today into goal setting in coaching based on some really interesting sources you shared.
Yes, definitely.
And our sort of mission here is to unpack this idea of evolving the standard SMART goals.
Right.
Looking at how bringing in the emotional side, the experience of achieving something, might make goal setting, well, even better.
It's such a timely topic, I think.
You mentioned wanting to, get the knowledge quickly, avoid that feeling of being overloaded. So that's the plan, a focused, insightful exploration for you.
Absolutely. And it feels very relevant because, just hitting targets isn't always enough, is it? That sense of real satisfaction. People are thinking more about that now.
They really are. And the material you sent touches on that directly. There's this anecdote in one source from Al Wynett about a friend of his who said something like, SMART goals feel like pressure. I want to focus on how I feel when I achieve something.
Wow, yeah. That hits home for a lot of people, I bet.
It really does. It made me think, you can set these goals that look perfect on paper, specific, measurable, all that.
Yep, ticking all the boxes.
Exactly. But the journey, or even reaching the end, sometimes it just feels a bit hollow. So that comment is kind of our jumping off point. Are SMART goals missing something?
That's a perfect question to get into because, look, SMART goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, they have been incredibly valuable, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely. They give structure.
They give structure, clarity. They help you move from just, vague ideas to actual concrete steps, like that example in the text. Increase client outreach by 30% next quarter.
Right. Crystal clear. You know what to do.
You know exactly what success looks like in numbers.
But as the source points out, it's very logical. It's numbers, deadlines. It can feel really transactional, almost mechanical sometimes.
That's it. And if you're someone who's maybe more driven by purpose, by intuition, by how things feel, well, that purely logical frame can feel restrictive.
Yeah, or even demotivating maybe, like just another task list.
It can be. And there's that pressure, too, the constant need to achieve to hit the metric. And what happens if you miss?
Oh, yeah.
The source mentions this. It can feel like a personal failure, right? Not just, okay, the number wasn't met, let's analyze why. It feels heavier.
So just to be clear, we're not saying ditch SMART goals entirely in this deep dive.
Not at all. It's more about enhancing them, building on that solid foundation.
Okay, so that leads us nicely into this concept of feeling goals, which, as the source says, it's kind of intuitive, isn't it?
It really is. It's basically about shifting focus slightly. Not just what you achieve, but asking yourself, how do I want to feel when I get there? Or even along the way.
I like that distinction.
Yeah, and the source gives that great comparison. You've got the SMART goal, published 10 blog posts this quarter, okay, clear?
Very clear.
Versus the feeling goal. Feel confident and creatively fulfilled by sharing my ideas regularly. See the difference.
Yeah, the energy is totally different. The first one is output. The second is about the internal state, the experience.
Exactly. And that feeling goal encourages more reflection, doesn't it? More self-awareness. Does this actually align with how I want to feel?
It anchors success more internally, I suppose, which feels super relevant today with all the talk about well-being and emotional intelligence.
Absolutely critical. It's about finding that internal satisfaction, not just the external validation.
So connecting this for the listener, it's about creating a more holistic picture then. Not SMART or feeling goals, but maybe SMART and feeling goals.
That seems to be where the real power lies, according to the sources. Integrating them, making them work together.
Okay, and the source actually walks through how you might do that, weaving the feeling part into each SMART element. Let's maybe go through that for you, the listener.
Good idea. Let's break it down.
So start with somewhere specific. What exactly do you want to achieve? The add-on is, how do you want to feel when you achieve it?
So right away, you're connecting the outcome to an emotional state. It gives the what a why that resonates deeper, perhaps. It encourages you to think about that desired feeling from the outset.
Damn, that measurable. How will you track progress? The new layer is, what emotional signals will show you're on the right path?
Ooh, I like that. It's not just about the numbers ticking up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's asking you to tune into yourself. Are you feeling more energized, less anxious, more confident? Those feelings become progress markers too.
Which is valuable feedback, isn't it? It tells you if the way you're working towards the goal is actually working for you emotionally. Progress isn't always just quantitative.
Okay, achievable. Is this goal realistic, given your resources, time, etc.? The feeling question is this goal emotionally sustainable?
That's a big one. Because a goal might be technically achievable, like You can work 80 hours a week to hit it.
But it leaves you feeling completely burned out and miserable.
Exactly. Is it really achievable in a healthy, sustainable way for you? It forces you to consider the human cost, the emotional toll, finding that balance.
Makes sense. Next, are relevant. Does this align with your bigger picture, your values? And the addition, did this goal bring a sense of purpose, joy, or peace?
This really grounds the goal in your why. Does it actually feel meaningful to you? Does it contribute to the kind of life you want, not just the career CV?
Connecting it back to those core drivers, yeah. Is it feeding your soul, so to speak, not just your bank account or your performance review?
Precisely. Does it resonate on that deeper level for you?
And finally, carrots, time-bound. What's the deadline? The feeling layer adds. How will you pace yourself to maintain emotional well-being during the journey?
This acknowledges that achieving goals is often a marathon, not a sprint. You need to think about managing your energy, your emotional capacity, avoiding that burnout we mentioned. It's about the process, not just the end date.
So putting it all together, this hybrid model values both logic and emotion.
Yeah.
You get the structure, but you also get the human experience factored in.
Yeah, it allows you to measure success by experience, not just by output, which feels like a much more complete definition of success for you.
Now, the source is realistic. It mentions challenges, right? Integrating feelings isn't always straightforward for you.
Definitely. Feelings are subjective, they can be messy, hard to quantify sometimes. And let's be honest, articulating emotions, especially maybe in a professional context, that can be tough for some people. It hasn't always been encouraged.
True. It can feel a bit vulnerable or maybe woo-woo to some.
But, and this is key, the source frames these challenges as opportunities. Opportunities for coaches, yes, but also for you in your own personal growth and goal setting.
How so?
Well, these challenges push you towards deeper self-awareness, don't they? Towards developing your emotional intelligence. If it's hard to articulate how you want to feel, maybe that's an area for growth.
That's a great point. So the difficulty itself is informative.
Exactly. It highlights the importance for you, maybe working with a coach or just journaling to ask those deeper questions. Okay, this project is done. How do I want to feel right now? What would genuine success feel like internally?
And creating space for those emotional check-ins along the way. Validating those inner wins, like feeling more confident or less stressed, even if the main goal isn't hit yet.
Yes. Recognizing that growth and self-awareness is progress. It's not just fluff. It's fundamental to sustainable achievement and well-being for you.
So really this represents a shift, doesn't it? Moving away from just linear, purely metric-driven achievement.
Towards something more holistic, more about whole person growth. It's enhancing the structure, like we said, not throwing it out, making it more human-centered for you.
The source poses those great questions. What if a goal wasn't just about reaching the finish line, but about enjoying the run? What if success included feeling plowed, at peace, or deeply energized? That really reframes it for you.
It does. It transforms goal setting from maybe a necessary chore into something potentially transformational. An experience that delivers results and feels good, feels right for you.
That's the goal, isn't it? Results that feel good.
And that feeling, that emotional experience of growth and accomplishment, that's often what sticks with you long after the specific achievement, right? That's the lasting impact.
Absolutely. So wrapping up this deep dive for you, the big takeaway seems to be consciously adding that emotional dimension, asking how do I want to feel, can lead to more fulfilling, more sustainable progress.
It enriches the whole process. We saw how you can weave that feeling element into each part of the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, making it work better for you as a whole person.
So a final thought for you, the listener. As you think about your own goals, maybe pause and consider, beyond the tangible outcomes, what feelings are you actually seeking?
What emotional states do you want to associate with your achievements? How do you want the journey to feel? Reflecting on that might just change how you approach your next big goal.